The first round of the NBA playoffs continues on ESPN with two more games tonight. First at 8 Eastern, Kevin Garnett and the Boston Celtics meet the Atlanta Hawks in Game 3 of their series. The Green leading that one 2-0. Then at 10:30 Eastern, the nightcap, Tracy McGrady and the Houston Rockets take on Carlos Boozer and the Utah Jazz. In Game 3, Jazz leading that one 2-1. First round of the NBA playoffs, ESPN tonight, your NBA destination. We continue under green here at Talladega Superspeedway in the Aaron's 312. Tony Stewart, Dale Earnhardt Jr. continue to be the top two guys. Couple of cautions already in the event, Brad. Kind of event-filled so far, and we still haven't seen the big one. No, Alan, we've seen a couple of individual scrapes, but I think what happens is that they go on, and everyone who's been here for a number of years knows that it's the guys' patience that start to wear thin and create that opportunity for the big one. So as time goes on, as we get closer to that 59 lap mark, I think you're going to see that opportunity for the big one to occur a little bit more frequently. And the reason lap 59 important today, that's the halfway mark of the race. The weather radar shows us there are showers scattered around Alabama if one should hit the speedway after this race has crossed the lap 59 mark. And NASCAR doesn't feel they can get the track dried before they'll lose daylight. No lights at the speedway. Then they could call this an official race, and so things will get a little more urgent as we close in on the midway point of the event. Other storyline of the day, championship leader coming in, Clint Boyer in the garage after getting caught up in an early tangle back at lap number 10. He is back on the speedway, but he is well behind, being shown in 40th place, 22 laps down. So it's Stewart and Earnhardt Jr. at the head of the pack as we go back up to the head of the grandstands. Top of the stairs, Dr. Jerry Punch, Andy Petrie, and Dale Jarrett.
Thank you, Alan. A lot of young drivers really doing some impressive jobs here. Give a call to young 20-year-old Stephen Wallace. Now, coming off his career first top 10 at Mexico City last week. There's Stephen in the 66 car. He came all the way from 25th starting spot and is now holding to 6th position, doing a heck of a job.
He really is, Jerry. I've been watching him a lot away from the camera, and he's resisting that temptation to jump out of that line. He knows that those where the fast guys are. Tony Stewart, Dale Earnhardt Jr., he's got Greg Biffle right in front of him. He knows that's where he needs to be, and as easy as it would be for him to jump out of there and try to go to the front, he knows that he would only probably go backwards. He's not going to get a lot of help being a young driver here, but he's got himself in a really good position with Kelly Byers right behind him doing a great job, and Brad Coleman right behind him. So these guys are doing a terrific job as Brad Coleman goes to the front. With guess who? Denny Hamlin pushing him. There's another guy he's pushed to the front. We'll see what happens as they get there now.
Shannon, you can add on the 66.
Yeah, Doc, you know, I spoke with Stephen Wallace today and asked him about this race. And, you know, since the start of the season, Stephen Wallace has really been trying to practice patience. So much so that most of the season he's had a sticker inside of his car that simply stated, "Think smart." Well, thinking smart is certainly going to come in handy for Stephen Wallace today. He told me that his plan was to get through the field, get up to the front. He said it's simple. I just have to stay out of the crash. Sounds pretty simple, huh? Not always so here at Talladega, but we also did ask Stephen Wallace about his draft pick for today, staying in line with the draft theme, and here's what he had to say.
My #1 draft pick would be David Stremme in the other H-Reese home Chevrolet Monte Carlo because he's my teammate, and if I don't draft him, I think I'd be in a lot of trouble. So, but we drafted a little bit for yesterday, and I felt like my car ran real good behind his, so I think it'll be good, a good draft pick.
That would be his teammate, David Stremme. Right now, he's trying to hang on to the 1 car. Mike Bliss, he's got reigning champion Carl Edwards right behind him. Got a little bit of a push from the champion, trying to hang in the top 7 or 8 in the draft.
Really got to use patience at this point of the race because these cars are going to come and go. You're going to see different leaders. We saw Brad Coleman get the lead, and then instantly 4 or 5 guys lined up, and they decided how long he was going to lead the race. They just said, okay, we're going by. We're going to line up and go by you. That's going to happen all day long.
Yeah, he had a big push from Denny Hamlin getting to the front, but then Tony Stewart and Dale Jr. decided that they didn't like that scenario, and they went right back by him and sent him going towards the back. But as we get back to Stephen Wallace, he's held steady right there. You know, these cars started fanning out, and you can get, it's really easy to get excited during that point, especially as a young driver here. You're like, oh my gosh, I got to get up there and take advantage of that run that they have going on the outside. As we see Dale Jr. once again pushing Tony Stewart down through the tri-oval and getting a little bit of space from the rest of the car. But these guys, if they stay in line and show that patience that you were talking about, then they can come out of here with a really good finish today.
Dodge of Justin Ashburn, the 57 car, headed to the garage area for repair, so that will put him behind the wall. We have had 6 different leaders, 10 lead changes. Tony Stewart has led 3 times for 22 laps, and here's the 24 car spinning. That will bring out a yellow flag, Eric McClure.
Get it running. We can stay on the lead lap. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Tires down. Pit 4 blew out a left rear.
It looks like the left rear tire might be up, but the right side tires are both flat.
Yeah. He's got both of those flat, so he'll need to get to pit road, be as careful as he can get in there, because we've seen these tires come apart, and that creates more damage. He obviously doesn't have any right there at this point in time.
Eric McClure bringing out caution for the third time today on lap 43. There's Eric driving for Bob Jenkins, a Tennessee owner in the fast food business up in Tennessee. We'll show you again what happened to Eric.
Yeah, it looks like he may have had a tire go down and probably got it slowed down a good bit before he had this spin. That's why we didn't see any damage.
Eric, the son of Jerry McClure of the famous Morgan McClure Brothers racing team over the years that Ernie Irvin and others won with. Adjusting some air pressures now in the pits.
Yeah, we see a NASCAR official kind of overseeing this. Maybe the officials are checking to see what these guys really are running for tire pressure. They have minimum tire pressures, but they don't have a maximum.
43 laps in. Remember, 59 laps is halfway. Andy, how often did that happen when you were crew chief? Did they actually come down and monitor your air pressures that often?
No, when I was doing it, they didn't. We could run anything we wanted to, but when we started doing some crazy things, that's when NASCAR had to get involved.
Yeah, they have to stay on top of these things, and it's going to be an interesting pit sequence here to see who gets tires. We're getting closer to that halfway point, so who's going to get tires or who's just going to get fuel? And people like Tony Stewart that got tires last time, will they opt to leave those on there?
If I'm Tony Stewart's crew chief, I'll go ahead and get 4 tires right here, because I've seen that car and Tony been able to go straight to the front. I don't think track position is that critical right now, especially.
Scott Wimmer, the 29 car, the damaged Richard Childress Chevy, is our lucky dog, the Aaron's Lucky Dog Free Pass Award winner. He will get back on the lead lap, and that will put us now with 34 cars on the lead lap as we are 43 laps in. Under caution for the third time today, the spinning number 24 of Eric McClure brought the yellow out. Tony Stewart, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jason Leffler, Mike Bliss.
Good on whatever. I don't know what everybody else is going to do, but I mean, I'm good doing whatever. If we do put some on, we just put 2.
Here they come, 55 miles an hour down pit road, headed toward you. Shannon?
Well, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is going to go with only 2 tires and fuel. Pretty happy with the car. The temperature is good right now. Let's go down pit road for the Castrol GTX Pit Triple Pit.
And Jason Leffler, top of your screen. In addition to the Sunoco fuel they'll put in this race car, 4 tires and a wedge adjustment, just a little bit tight in race traffic.
And Mike Bliss forfeits the 4th position on the racetrack to come down pit road to take 4 Goodyear Eagles and some Sunoco race fuel. He's away. Jamie.
And Tony Stewart came in, guys. You wonder what he was going to do? Left sides only. Air pressure adjustment and fuel for the 20. And he's down, guys.
That race off of pit road very critical because weather moving in. Stephen Wallace gains 5 spots, comes out behind Tony Stewart as they exit the pits. Back in a moment.
Well, let's go.